sense why their index looks like that. You want to have good coverage to make sure that you have a good bridge from early, mid to late for you to secure Omega timers if necessary. But for Echo, I like how they just want to go fast, man. I just want to see them actually make this work. Baksha, Angela, Ixia. I'm a rapper, and I didn't even know.
I appreciate it. And let's go as we jump into the first game here between Smart Omega and Echo, looking to draw in the first blood in the series in this best of 3 to round out day number 1. And again, a lot of the eyes, I feel like, are going to be on some of these more unconventional picks from Smart Omega so far. And Doru on this Guinevere. Will it be enough to have success against Echo, against Carl Teasy, who is rolling around literally with the Baksha?
I mean, that's a big question, isn't it? Like, how's that Baksha going to fare against Carl Teasy? You know, I love Carl Teasy's Fredrin. But to be honest, I've actually been missing a lot of his other heroes. So this Baksha is actually a very refreshing thing for me. But I have not really, seen how it works in this lineup, especially that we have Arlott back. I haven't seen Arlott in such a while.
Yeah, we all missed him.
We haven't actually seen him interact well with the Baksha.
We missed him. The last time we were here in Shooting Gallery for season 11, it was all the rage. What was that little interaction? And Doryu actually used the retribution.
I love Doryu because I feel like he's trying to prove that, you know what, he's not the weak link here for Omega. A lot of the stuff I've seen on social media trying to say that, but obviously on Doryu, he's solid.
I feel like, even with that, like Guinevere in the jungle, it's one of those heroes that, the way that it's played and whatnot, it's a little bit of a risk. It is a risk in a way that if you don't actually land the knockups and the violent requiems you're looking for, then, really what do you do as a jungler, right, for your team?
True.
So it could work actually really well with the fact that we are seeing this Arlott, and maybe you can just rely on following up the final slashes and moving from there, or Chaknu. That's going to be up to the execution factor, but you can already see Echo getting in position here. They might just take it.
Yep, Turtle already taken here by Echo, and then they're going to turn. Omega gets the jump onto that little bush, and Chaknu calls it off. Close call, but after the 2-minute mark, Echo gets a big dub.
One of the peeves I have as well for the Guinevere right now is you saw it just a few moments ago. The activation is so, aside from it's predictable, it's a little slow.
Yeah.
That knockup that you saw, the animation, these pro players just move so quickly that they can kind of respond to it very well. Same with the reason why we see the Arlott fall into favor here. The animation for the final slash just kind of can be dodged now.
Especially with that nerf on his ult where you actually see it, right? There's a marker. Y'all see that? Guinevere's actually rocking a tank emblem.
Yeah. I think part of that is... Okay, well that's taken. So again, you were talking about earlier, right? Even with the emblem here, I think part of the idea is Doru either jumps in. If he doesn't land what he needs to.
All right, this can't go unaddressed. Carl Teasy just committed Grand Theft Purple, ladies and gentlemen. Stole away Doryu's purple here at 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
The funny thing is, it was straight to his face.
Right there, yeah.
He waited for it.
Yeah, no. Carl Teasy counted. Carl Teasy knows the retribution on Doryu's off.
No, because you mentioned it earlier, right? Like, Doru went in, used that retribution as well. Like, and Carl Teasy was probably like, well,
yeah, weird with that little
I don't want you in my jungle, man. So that's the response from Carl Teasy there. So as we get a little breather here, that's the thing. I think one of the biggest obstacles here, or at least boxes that need to be checked for Smart Omega, is how do we actually utilize this kind of unorthodox Guinevere pick, as we have seen it be successful in the past, but really... the work is cut out for Andorra here for this matchup here.
Absolutely, especially in this lineup that they have. Now, the biggest strength of the Guinevere, especially that tank Guinevere, you can definitely, you become invisible. For Christ's sake, you become invisible, and it's so easy to just survive.
Yeah.
And with that survival, you can leverage that into getting a good retribution timing, which right now, Carl Teasy, he's flexing on it. So,
at least for now, yes. It's all about the objectives. It's all about making that ramp up for your Bruno, making that ramp up for your cores in the mid lane. But one thing that Omega does have, like when we especially go into like more crucial spots in the game, I'm talking about like 8 minutes onwards, that time between 8 minutes and 12 and 13, leading up to the late game, they have amazing re-engage.
Oh yeah,
if they can leverage that, and if they can, again, recover from this, what are we looking at? About 500, 600 gold lead? then yeah, we're looking at Omega timers definitely.
I feel like if they get to a point where, you're scary and Echo makes a mistake and you re-engage, man, they're scary.
Oh.
Here we go, RWM plus the Heart Guard, answering back, Sanji's still alive.
Wow.
The Eve is still swiping off, and there's popping on the strings. Chaknu putting Carl Teasy in harm's way, and the Tortoise Boy shot's gonna be enough to save the young goat. No one dies, no one falls under 4 minutes.
So, even when things fall into place for Smart Omega, they're not able to capitalize on it, unfortunately, because they just don't have enough firepower right now. And, we can take a quick look at the items here, Rockhart. How's it looking at this portion of the game?
Yeah, not quite there yet, I think is the way to put it. Not quite there, but we can, as you can see, Omega are very much capable of taking kills. And it's just maybe a matter of just one item, maybe, right? And that's what happens when you get even the slightest bit of gold here in the most competitive region of MLBB in the Philippines.
I concur. Now, second turtle up. Echo scored the first one. They're going to go 2 for 2 here.
Yep.
Carl Teasy with the help of Benny, Cutie, and
he went to
JP
the purple buff again.
Yeah, is he going to get it? Yeah, because he didn't
has
use...
Retry.
He didn't use his Retry.
So this might be Grand Theft Purple again. And Dora's gonna try.
Oh, I think he got it.
Oh, you see that? No. Oh.
I love that emote. I'm gonna get that.
Oh,
Is that still available?
We should.
Don't forget to grab your emotes.
No. But yeah, I think we saw there a prime example of don't let the pro, don't let the veteran, use his status against you. That's exactly what a door you should keep in mind.
Reminds me of the Dikembe Mutombo from the NBA. No.
No. Well, again, I feel like that's been kind of what's happening here in this early portion of the game, from Echo. A lot of times, and this is what you see Omega trying to do.
Oh, here we go! Forcing out the Hearth Guard, everything but the kitchen sink thrown out to kill Sanji, but he still lives!
No.
That's a perfect emote for that moment. And that's the perks you get with an Angela.
How?
Oh no! The Filipino Savage may be going down here, forcing out a flicker, and here we go, they turn! Sanford very low, using the sprint, I'm out of here! And now JP still wailing away. Sanji puts up the RWM! Where you going, Chak Mamba? He draws first blood, and the fight continues. Etherbox flickers out, Carl Teasy goes in, finds his targets, and Doryu here sandwiched between Carl Teasy and the rest of Echo. Ryota responds, and this is a fight going on for way too long. Violet Requiem finds Sanji, and Doryu doesn't have enough firepower. Off map. There's a push by Benny.
Yeah, I think Omega played that just about as well as you could in surviving with minimal casualties. Look at this!
Oh no,
the re-engage!
Great! Gets knocked up. Can he survive? The answer is no. Ryota slays him.
That's what you were talking about, right? Right there. Yeah, the re-engage, it's brutal.
That's right.
It's
take a while.
It's brutal, but also at the same time, it's like Echo spent a lot of time down there. You know what I mean? They were there for a while. They might go ahead, look for this third turtle of the game. I'm wondering if Smart Omega wants to contest it at all. I mean, for the most part, they're still actually working up. There was about 1,000 gold lead, and they've kind of narrowed it down. So Kelra's picking up a Berserker's Fury, so he should have the 2 items now.
Yeah.
The Haas-Claws and the Berserker's Fury. So he is actually kind of where he needs to be on this Bruno to provide some of that advantage they need. But Turtle's already taken. Chaknu might look for something. Not going to be able to find it.
Might have to back off.
He's been trying, man. He's failed 2 or 3 big attempts on Sanji?
Yeah.
And still the young genius from mid walks away like it's nothing. Oh, perfect steal on the RWM too. That's going to be held in for sure.
Ready
to
for
max
fight.
duration.
Now, you know what? With all the turtles that Omega has conceded, I'm actually surprised it's only at 1K.
And also this is just a flashback to that graphic, right? Where it was 100% for turtles? For Echo right now? I think it was, or close to 100%.
Lords and Turtles.
Or Lords and Turtles. And similar thing here.
Now Sanji and Etomax just swiping away at each other. Eves on Eves. There goes his RWM. Benny Cutie takes down the tier 1 in mid. And just like that, Omega lost their big fortress. And now Andoryu looking for an engage. Carl Teasy runs right into Ryota. Triggers a passive, and they back off.
For Omega, it's all about critical mass. When are you gonna hit your critical mass? Now, estimations with some really rough maths from my brain, I would say around maybe 12 to 14 minutes, you can expect the Bruno to maybe start making the mark, making the dent there. But for now, yeah, Carl Tizzy definitely dominating. And even later on, maybe Carl Tizzy will still be able to survive a lot of those hits.
Yeah, I feel like that's why, even looking at the damage received, and this is why teams have been opting for that Baksha pick. Not only do you have quite a bit of tankiness, of course his passive, but you can literally move across the map in a matter of just seconds.
Carl Tizzy right now, he's like a honey badger, man. He doesn't even care. He doesn't even care.
Oh, yeah, you know it.
Going back to week 1. Basically saying in Filipino, IDC. As
IDC.
Midnight put it.
Doesn't even care.
That's putting it lightly. He said it with a lot of contempt, by the way.
Whoa!
Oh.
Yeah, he has. And I think, again, it's nice to see Smart Omega getting in position. Maybe if they can contest this first Lord. It's only 2K gold, right? That's not anything drastic or anything like that, but still, relatively, you have to be able to pull this off. Look, they're going for it decisively. So Carl Tizzy's got the information here.
Oh, boy.
The rest of the team is going to make their way.
Here we go. Final slash already used up. RWM plus the hard guard. Carl Tizzy barely alive. A third of his health in, and they are just wailing away at him. The kicks are enough. Balls in his face. Carl Tizzy falls. That's a 4. Before Dallas Chocnu falls, and Sanford steals the Lord from underneath Andoryu's face. And that's Etomas falling as well. 3 for 1 plus the Lord. Thank you very much, says Echo.
Just when you thought Omega pulled a fast one on the Echo, they punch back a hardest possible way.
I think that was literally the plan, though. Like, that was probably what they should have done, given the situation and way things have gone unfolded here up to this point. But look at this. I mean, it was just, when everybody crashed down, you could really see some of the disparity in terms of itemization, some of that durability factor as well. So it was unfortunate that Smart Omega was not able to get that Lord the way that they wanted to. And even just looking at this, right, here's the item breakdown. Now they got to deal with the Lord.
Dealing with the Lord here might be quite easy here. As you saw, Kelra, the critical hits really starting to ramp up there. So, yeah, they're going to be able to deal with this, but can they deal with if they get -1 here, which can be the mission here for Sanford?
Oh, them balls, though. You see how Sanford feels it. He's reeling. And just like that, Echo just changes their mind. They're like, you know what, just back to business. As usual, we're happy to take down all the outer turrets.
Yeah, I think that's safest, right? They're happy with the tier 2s being taken down, some of the shields popping as well. They're still continuing to farm up. I mean, one of the things we really haven't seen much of, again, is Ixia in terms of multiple games, right? But Benny Cutie, for the most part, he's just been farming up. So his damage is already there that he needs. And so what I feel like Smart Omega is kind of struggling with is once they even get an initiation, do they have enough follow-up damage? Right now, even level disparity is something to consider here. And as we see the fact that not many teams like to take the Angela, but when it is locked in and played to perfection like JP's doing right now, it's kind of hard to deal with some of that shielding, some of that sustainability. So you obviously need to play around that, counter that the best you can. This is great, though. Keep putting your resources into Kelra. He hasn't died yet. He's getting the items he needs because we all have seen this before, where a stacked Bruno can turn the tide of a lot of these skirmishes and a lot of these team fights.
Yeah, you mentioned that earlier as well, man. Just keep stacking those, because if you're talking about damage, I mean, Echo's got that in spades with the Ixia. Honestly, I've been waiting for more pro teams to start playing the Ixia, because I want to see how it fares. It's one of the most lethal glass cannons in the game. If you're surrounded by really strong teammates who can front for you and who can set up for you, you're seeing the results right now. He's not getting the last hits, but Benny Cutie, I'm pretty sure his damage dealt will be through the roof later on.
Yeah, with that last big Lord fight, it's clear that his full barrage was definitely full. That was 100%. Like, everything was getting hit. Like, he was capping at the max 7 targets, right?
Yeah.
So that's all 5 members of Omega plus the Lord. So it makes sense. I wonder if they can set that up one more time, especially now that the Luminous Lord has spawned 13 minutes in.
But Kelra is definitely not a slouch here. He is the biggest threat, and Echo knows it, but it's also very hard for Echo to actually reach him right now.
Well, again, I think that's what they have to do and why Kelra's positioning is so important here. Again, Sanford.
Here we go, talking about it. 40 tries to hunt him down. The Apex Predator has got Daddy JP in him. And they're going to try to burst down Ryota. Now at half health. Omega are comfortable in this position. They like the re-engage. No dice quite yet. Oh, puppet on a string, forcing out a flicker. Ryota tries to get one. RWM from Sanji. Ryota's gonna fall here. Sanford knocks him out. That's one down. 4v5 for the next big Lord fight. Echo scores the Luminous Lord.
It was all part of the plan, right? Put the pressure there in the mid lane. Get them into basically a portion of their jungle that you can just zone them out from even getting close to the Lord. That was Echo's plan. They executed it perfectly here. Again, this is the lead that they have. This is what's allowing them to do this, right? To set literally 2-3 people in front of Echo and in front of Smart Omega and keep them at bay.
Keeping them at bay is just so easy for Carl Teasy here, and you're seeing the result as, again, because of the beautiful backline and the backline access of Echo in the form of Sanji, right?
And Sanford.
And Sanford, yeah. It feels so like a breeze right now.
All right, you know what's also making this whole thing easier for Echo?
What?
You remember that 2K Goldie we were talking about like maybe 5-6 minutes ago?
Yeah.
It's ballooned to 10!
That's what I'm saying.
I agree.
If you're a full item ahead of your lane mate, that's it.
And what's even harder, and something that's really apparent with Iksha so far, we've only seen her, this is the third time I think so far, is when it's paired up with Sanji, who takes an RWM himself, has that, and then you have full barrage, you don't even want to go towards the team using that. So now they try to defend their base.
Here we go. Tier 3 up top and then mid. Carl Teasy very low, gets the hard guard in him, but it's too little too late. The overload of damage. Omega shuts down Carl Teasy, and now the concealed play. They're looking for a clap back. No one home. Echo is already dispersed. It's surprising to see. I just noticed Carl Teasy sitting at 0, 3, and 3. I thought he had a better KDA.
Young Goat definitely bit off a bit more Nikachu there, partner.
I reckon.
I believe so. Thank you kindly.
Ixie has a heavy southern accent, by the way.
She does, yeah. I mean, she's all part of the Western lore, basically, right? So Blazing West.
Much obliged, sir. Much obliged.
Blazing West.
You're not from the South, dude.
Sorry.
Nice try there, though.
You're from Florida, dude. Get out of here.
Oh, that's south, though. That's ways out. That's up.
Far east.
Well,
still kind of south. Anyway,
again,
back into the game. I feel like, what surprised me earlier was the the damage received graph.
Yep.
Benny Cutie, he received just about 3,000 damage, just like a few skills.
He hasn't been touched.
He has literally has not been touched.
That's some minions.
I was going to say, doesn't that account to the minions? So he's probably taking a couple whacks there.
Carl Teasy coming in from the east, and now Daddy JP in him with the hard guard, looking for some targets.
Sanford!
Get it out here. Sanford with a body hunter approach.
Oh!
And there's the final slash. He is down.
Wow.
Benny Cutie with a full barrage. RWM keeping them where they need to be at the map very low. Down goes Chaknu. Sanji traded out for, though. Currently, it's a 1 for 3. Give Benny 2 kills. Carl Teasy gets his vengeance. And with that, it looks like Echo is going to go for the throat here. They're going to penetrate in mid. It's a 4v2 defense. Can the barangay hold on? Andori with a knockup, the full combo. But there's just 2 of them. There's not enough damage. Final slash coming in. And another hard guard. Andori very low. Benny Cutie gets him down. That's it. The wipeout. Echo are in your base. And they're going to be taking game 1.
The Echo Express coming through in game 1 against Smart Omega in a dominating one. That was a 11,000 gold lead that they garnered themselves